God bless you. All right. So Shotcut is now open in our computer. We have downloaded it and now we have it in our computer. Now, I'm going to do this very quickly. I'm going to come here and just make it bigger so you guys can see the full screen, okay? Now, whenever we open Shotcut, all right, this is what you will normally see. All right, you're always going to have a box where it says new project. You're going to see a recent project, and you're going to have different tabs here. Okay, these are all different tabs. We have a timelines, properties, filter, audio. It might look different for you, okay, because you've never used it before. So you guys are looking at the default version of Shotcut. Okay, this is the interface. When we first open it up, this is what we're going to see. All right, so let's talk a little bit about these tabs that we see here. Okay, we're going to talk about these first two before we open up an actual project. Okay, now we have our first tab here, the recent project tab. Okay, or like Windows. I mean, there's probably different ways to name it, but I don't know the specific names, so I'm just going to call them kind of like windows or tabs. And the recent tabs obviously will have your projects that you've been working on throughout the week, or you know, in my case, I've used it for a couple years, so there's just a lot of recent projects here. In your case, since this is your first time you are ever using Shotcut, you're not gonna have anything here. Okay, so don't worry about that. You've never used it before. We've never made any projects with Shotcut until today. All right, and then we also have our new projects section here. Okay, now this is very important for us. This is where we're gonna be naming our projects. This is where we're gonna be telling Shotcut where to add our projects, where to put it. Okay. And also this is where we can choose the types of resolution, you know, we can put the different frame rates. All different types of video has different frame rates and different types of aspect ratio and all and such, okay? So this is very important for us, okay? If anything, this is the most important part of creating a project in Shotcut, okay? It's where we're gonna have order. We're gonna put a destination. We're not gonna lose ourselves, okay? And this is where we're gonna put in our this is where we do that. All those types of jobs, okay? Now, if we look to our, you know, the rest of Shotcut here, we can't really do much because we don't have a file created. But even though we don't have a file created, let's talk about it just a little bit. Okay, so we have on our far left, okay, we have sections where we can have tabs here. Okay, it might look different for you. That's why I'm not going to really go too deep into it until we actually open up a project, in which we'll do in a moment. Underneath here, we have usually the timeline. Okay, I'm going to erase that here. I'm just erasing it by pressing the X here. And, you know, there's a bunch of X's everywhere. Okay, so we have the timeline here. We have keyframes as well. Right? Maybe none of this stuff, you might not know what it is. That's okay. We're just trying to get our eyes to just look at Shotcut and not get so confused. We're trying to separate these sections, okay? So here on we have, well, for me it says filters, but it most likely will say properties for you, or you might not have anything, and that's fine. Okay, you might have this. This is an audio peak meter. All right, it's just another section where we can have a tab. What I'm doing here is just going up to it and, you know, making it bigger or shorter. Okay, good. All right, so also on the top here, we have different types of commands. These sections right here, recent, okay, from like around here, this part right here, peak meter, to this section here to jobs. These are actually other types of tabs. All right, obviously we're going to look into that more as we start creating projects and working together. But right now, we're just looking at the top here. Okay, so this is kind of like another type of jobs or like commands that you can do, or as well as open up different windows here. Okay, and then we have this little small little top section. Okay, this is like the main tab. Okay, this is where we have files we can save up, open, export, different types of other jobs as well. We have edit, you know, obviously they're grayed out for us right now because, again, we don't really have a project open up. Okay, so all this stuff will come to life when we, you know, create a project and actually put some video inside. All right. Okay, we have, you know, view, player settings. Again, all this stuff is stuff, you know, it's other types of commands we can do. Okay, you know, so cool. And then here are sort of like templates, okay, for Shotcut. Right now I'm on the audio template, but I should be on the editing template. What I did, just click on editing, and you see here, it should look like yours now. We have properties tab, a timelines tab, and such. Okay, and this is all that we can see just from the beginning of opening up Shotcut. Okay, right off the bat we see this. Okay, so let's get into this now. We're gonna start a project here, and we're gonna start navigating through Shotcut as we start working on projects. Okay, that's the best way we can understand Shotcut. Okay, now let's go back. Let's circle back to this tab here. Okay, the new projects tab. So when I create projects folder, okay, this is telling pretty much what I'm going to be doing is creating a folder where I want Shotcut to store everything. Okay, now why is this important? I'm going to click on this here. Okay, and it should open up, you know, my folders, archives, all that stuff. Okay, so I already started one here, but anyways, okay. So what we're going to do is either on your desktop. If you don't have a external hard drive, then I do recommend that you put it on your desktop, or you can put it wherever you want, but you just need to put it where you're gonna find it. Okay, you cannot forget where you're gonna find it. Now, what are you gonna put? I'm sorry, I'm going ahead here. We're gonna be creating a folder. All right. So what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna make one right now. Gonna make a new folder. Oop, what did I do here? Okay, I'm going here. It's create a new folder. I'm gonna name this media. Okay, I actually want it to be capital M. Whee. There you go, media, just like that. Now, I think I already have a folder like that. Yeah, it's telling me I already have one. So I'm just gonna search for my media folder. And as you can see here, I'm actually storing this in my external hard drive. You don't have to do that. You can put it on your desktop, or, you know, if you have a USB, a flash drive, you can do that. So we're gonna create a folder, okay, a new folder, name it media. Now we're gonna click on that folder and we're gonna create another folder here, okay? Again, new folder, and we're gonna name it, okay? We can name it, right? I should have done this with you. Okay. So we name our folder, you're gonna name it Youth Worship -01. Okay, actually, mistake, I'm sorry. You have a folder here named Youth Worship. Oh, yes, never mind. I'm going ahead of myself again. Okay, sorry about that. So yes, we go to media. You create that folder. Okay, now you're gonna double click on this folder, okay? When you created it, you're still gonna double click it because we want to open up the folder there, okay? Now inside of this folder, you're gonna create the new folder, right? And you're gonna name it Youth Worship -01. Now, after you have made this folder, this is where the actual project is going to be, okay, everybody? We're gonna name it Youth Worship -01. I'm gonna click on this folder, and now this is what I want. What I have just told Shotcut, okay, is that whatever I'm about to do right now, all right, whether it's bring in audio, bring in video, bring in pictures, do different types of text animations, it doesn't matter what we're gonna do with Shotcut. We're gonna be placing all the projects in this one folder. Now, why do we need to do that? Well, Shotcut, okay, needs a place where Shotcut can find everything that has to do with a certain project that we're working on. In this case, we're working on Youth Worship -01, right? And whatever I bring into this folder, into this project, Shotcut needs to be able to find everything in one place. All right. Now, this is good because this allows us to have everything in one place and allows everything to be very organized. And that's what we want. We don't want to lose anything, because if we lose something, Shotcut will not be able to find it. And that'll be an issue for us. Okay. In the future, when we're editing, we don't want to worry about such things, you know. And as well, Shotcut will read, okay, a project, which we're going to create right now in just a moment. It'll create a project, put it in the folder. And then if I add something and it's not found in the folder, Shotcut will not be able to find it. It's not going to search anywhere. It's not going to go looking for, you know, you can't search for it. Okay. Unless you do it manually, of course. But it needs to be found inside of the folder that we're creating, or else it will not, Shotcut just won't, what's the word? Shotcut will not be able to read it, because there's nothing there to read inside the project folder. Okay, so yes, this is very important. Okay, this is what project folder is going to do for us. So now that I have opened it, again, just one more time, Shotcut is going to put everything in this folder for us. So now I opened it. I'm going to select folder. Great. Now I'm gonna name this folder. We gotta give it a name here. We're gonna put youth worship. Yes. 01. Okay, we'll find out later why I'm naming it 01, but we won't do too much right now. All right, now that I have named it, okay, I'm gonna do video mode. I'm gonna leave it automatic, but when I click on it, there's just all these different cool, crazy stuff here. Okay, stuff that is just a little bit overwhelming to see. Right now, we don't have to worry about that. We're gonna actually leave it automatic here. And as you can see, automatic means that the resolution and frame rate, you know, it's gonna be 1920, 1080p, 25 frames per second, etc. Those are probably the things that you don't know about right now, and that's okay. All right, it's not too important right now. We're just starting. All right, so now that I have created my project, I have a place where I can keep it safe. I have the name. Let's go ahead and start, and let's see what happens. Great, nothing changed except that the folder has been opened or initiated, if you will. Okay. Now, how do I know that I have this project open, even though really there's nothing here? Well, if I look up to the top here, on the top left corner, it says Youth Worship, okay, 01 MLT. That's the extension file for Shotcut, okay? That's the type of file that Shotcut can read, okay? And that's in better terms. Okay, so obviously we have no type of media or content or video, okay, and in this moment. Now we got to bring in that video, right? So this is what we're going to do here. I'm going to actually go to File here, and I'm going to put Open File, right? And it'll open my folders, right? Anything that I have connected, if I have, you know, USBs, hard drives, anything. Okay, real quickly, I'm going to exit here still. I'm not going to do anything. Now, even though we went to File and Open File, I actually can do that here on this, you know, remember how we said earlier, these are kind of like jobs for us, okay? And also windows here and commands, right? What I mean by windows is like what I can view, the different types of tabs I can view on Shotcut, okay? Now, I can do Open File, and it'll do the same thing. All right, it'll open here. It's just a, you know, it's just to get to it faster. Now, personally for me, I'm going to go to Files. That's just how I grew up. JK. Okay, Open File. There we are. Now, I'm going to go to my downloads, and you should have already, if you haven't done so, pause the video and do so. Download Worship, Youth Worship, and also you know, unzip it and have it ready to go, and just look for where you have downloaded that folder, okay, that you guys have received. So we're gonna open Youth Worship here. I'm gonna click on this, and I'm gonna open it. So I opened it, I'm selecting it, I'm telling Shotcut, this video, I want it to be open in this project. I want you to bring it in. We're importing it, right? Here we go, open. Okay. There we are. So what I did was navigate here, right? And as you can tell, what Shotcut will do when you bring in a new source, okay, that's what it's called, or a new video, right? But it's called source, right? When you bring in this new source, Shotcut will immediately start to play it, right? It can startle you. I mean, I got a little scared right now. It's really loud, okay? And we're gonna work on those stuff throughout this course, okay? All right, so some stuff changed here. I'm actually going to go to these three dots here, and I'm just using it to open up a little more, okay? I can see how, you know, there's audio now, so it's reading it, and there's the property tabs here, the properties tab. Now, if we look at the properties tab, okay, we're doing a little bit of navigating here. In the properties tab, it's telling me information, very important information about the video that I have just brought in. The media, the source, all the same thing, okay, sort of. Now, let's see here. Okay, so it's telling me the speed. I can actually change the speed, slow it down, make it faster. I can apply that speed. It's telling me how long the video is, which is 14 seconds with 8 milliseconds. Okay, so this is milliseconds. This section is seconds. This is minutes. And then here is the hours, okay? That's time code. We're going to be looking at that later as well. It's also telling me the type of video that it is, okay? Now, it's all this other stuff here. Okay, so frame rate is 29.9. If you remember, okay, earlier when we were doing the new project, we had set the frame rate to automatic, which was 25 automatically, right? Here's 29. It's not big of a deal right now. Okay. Now the aspect ratio is 16:9. It's just kind of like the size of the video, like how we're gonna view it. Okay. And it's telling me JPEGs. Okay, so there's a lot of stuff here. Again, maybe the stuff is not like you don't really get it at the moment. That's fine. We're gonna be learning about all this information as we go through the videos. Okay. All right. Cool. Now, I can't edit absolutely anything about this video yet, because what I have to actually do is I have to create a channel here. A channel pretty much is what's gonna do is it's like receiving. Okay, I have to make it I have to create it into a channel where I can actually edit the video. Okay, we're gonna see that for in a moment right here. So what I'm gonna do is that I'm gonna actually click on this and I'm gonna drag it, and I'm gonna drag it down here. I can go anywhere I want. And what it'll do, okay, is make a channel. Now this is a video channel. How can you tell? Whenever it says V1, that means video 1. Okay. Now this video has some audio, okay? So I can see, the first frame, and I can see the last frame. Okay, frames are, those like the here. I'm gonna mute this here, and it's going frame by frame. Okay, it's not seconds. This is different. All right. Anyways, again, we're not gonna go into too much depth. So now here in the timeline, we have created a channel. Okay. Oh, what happened here? Why did that change? It's just because I didn't click. I don't have the actual content clicked. Okay, this media, this video. So when I click it, there you go. It's showing me the properties, the information about this. So this can come in handy. All right. Now, what I'm actually going to do here, I'm going to take this audio that's here, okay? And I'm actually going to remove that audio from the video. I want it to be separate. Okay, just because I want to be able to have control of the two separate things, okay? The video and the audio. Okay, so let's do that. What I'm going to do is come to the actual video here on the timeline, and I'm going to right click. Now, when I right click, I'm going to look here, and I'm looking for where it says detach audio. Cool. And there you go. Now, what it did actually is create another type of channel here, which is called the audio channel. See that? It's just audio, right? Cool. All right, so we have created a video channel and audio channel as well, okay? Now, what I'm gonna do here is actually save my project, all right? So that I don't lose any type of changes that I have done. I don't wanna lose it, okay? So I'm gonna go as File and Save. And I can do Control S too, or Command S for Mac. I'm using PC. And that's it. All right, so we're gonna end the video here. We did a little bit of navigating. Of course, we haven't gone into depth, but to go into depth is a lot, and we're gonna do that through practice. All right? All right. In the next video, we're gonna do a little bit of some light editing here. All right? God bless you. I'll see you in the next one.